Often we have the irresistible urge to pedal in a heavenly place. And now that we have our magic wand, we packed our foldable bikes and ultralight equipment in our suitcases. And off we go for another dream destination, which was the case in October 2022 for the island of Mallorca in the Mediterranean. It makes you feel like it? So you're welcome to watch this video on our cycle tour of the island. Why Mallorca? It has long been known that thousands of cyclists go there on vacation for road cycling. Typically, they are in a fixed camp for a week in Palma in the south and do day loops, and then for a week north in Alcudia for other loops. But we rather like to leave for several days with our luggage. So why not taking a tour of the island? Which after calculation would give more than 400 kilometers with 5,500 meters of elevation gain. A dozen easygoing days. In terms of topography, there's something for everyone. It's rather flat in the center and east of the island, but definitely mountainous in the west with the Tramuntana range. What about campgrounds? It's dead in the water. As you can see, there are too few campsites, and wild camping is officially prohibited everywhere on the island. However, there is a nice variety of affordable accommodations. We will therefore opt for this option, and in October, we can afford to book only at the last moment, which suits us in order to keep our freedom to change itinerary. Ready for the big start? We leave our hotel in Palma, where we left our suitcases in the luggage room. For this first day, we begin riding along the beach and then venture into the Mallorcan countryside. Thanks to Palma for offering us a beautiful cycle path of more than 10 kilometers, taking us along the marina, superb architectural works, and quiet beach areas. Upon entering the countryside, we immediately fall in love with the camis, these quiet little roads always surrounded by stone walls. Cars are rare, the only encounters being other cyclists on road bikes. The landscape is magnificent. We ride along all kinds of plantations, and there are many places where we can park the bikes for a picnic. Our visit for the day will be in Salines at the Botanic Cactus Garden. Wow! We have never seen so many cactus, so much that we hold our buttocks together so as not to prick ourselves. Also, some cactus create incomparable visual effects. After this superb first day of 55 kilometers, we deserve to refresh ourselves in a hotel farm and to dream of the next day in a cozy little bed. For this second day, we will start by following our beloved camis, and then we have to take a road to Porto Cristo. It is with great pleasure that we pedal again on our quiet camis, surrounded by flowers and plantations. Some are fascinating enough to make a stop. But what's that? Next to almonds. Carob. Arrived in Porto Cristo, the visit of the day goes to the Drach Caves. The largest caves we've seen, 1.2 kilometers long, and so vast that the visit ends in front of a classic mini concert that we attend with hundreds of people. Breathtaking. We really deserve to rest, this time in a great apartment at only 75 euros, with a balcony overlooking the marina of Porto Cristo. Good night. In this third day of about 60 kilometers, we will leave the sea to climb a pretty mountain and return to the sea. Phew! We start the day on a cycle path by the sea for about 15 kilometers. Very pretty, but given the number of resorts and pedestrians, you have to take it easy. We then make a great discovery. Part of the old railway network has been converted into the Via Verde, a cycle path dotted with points of interest. This is how we get on board and enjoy nature and tranquility. We were eager to arrive in Arta to visit an archaeological site dating back to more than 3,000 years, Ses Países. It's a public holiday today, and we bump into a closed door. However, nice consolation, we made a friend. After leaving Arta, we climb 450 meters to reach the Serra de Pass and continue towards... Come on, did you see what I saw? Is Lucy mad at me for this mountainous segment? Okay, you deserve a good rest in a chic hotel with dinner, bed and breakfast for only 80 euros. Good dreams! Day 4. We can practically speak of a day off since we will only do 34 kilometers on flat terrain. Today we start by getting wet in the Albufera Ornithological Park. A path of 12 kilometers strewn with some pitfalls allow us to visit it and stop in several observation towers. To admire the birds, of course, but also other flying specimens. Or even quite cool felines. I hope we don't disturb you, friends. Once in the superb village of Alcudia, we lock up the bikes, have a bite in a great little vegetarian restaurant, and it is by taking a hike on the walls of the city that we appreciate lots of charming details. Alcudia, we like you. And we end this day in Port de Pollença, ready to discover the Tramuntana. Day 5. Here is the great classic of Mallorca, Cap Formentor, a round trip of 40 kilometers but with 900 meters of elevation. In order to avoid the rush of this popular site, we leave at sunrise to face the first climb with great excitement.
La Tramuntana! Yay!
Even without the luggage, it requires stamina. But as we reach the first pass, we are seduced by the landscape.
It's so beautiful!
And it is fascinated by all we see that we reach the famous Cap Formentor around 9 a.m. After a well-deserved break, we begin the return. Just before the arrival of the crowds, mission accomplished. Back at the hotel, after consultation with the sage, we will stroll all afternoon on the seaside, and we will end this memorable day with a joyous feast. Today, we're heading southwest in the Tramuntana towards the Monastery of LLuc. So we leave the plain of Pollença, seeing clearly what awaits us. 650 meters climb over 12 kilometers with a magnificent landscape. And surprises along the way, like this Norwegian competition team as fast as the bikes. After the pass with an evocative name for Lucy, a last climb to the magnificent monastery of LLuc where we will stay after storing our bikes in this cute locker. We will not miss activities for the rest of the day: a hike, a local produce market, a botanical garden, a museum, and a church where the Virgin of LLuc resides, considered the patroness of Mallorca, whom we will ask to bless our supper in this beautiful dining room of the monastery. Enjoy your meal. The Tramuntana. Many cyclists will cross it in a single day, but as it is an extraordinary ride, we prefer to take 3 days and stay in beautiful villages and on seashore. No secret, it goes up, almost 10 times, varying from 3 to 8 kilometers. With the luggage, it's a good exercise, isn't it, darling? Imagine the satisfaction of reaching a pass, because after the pass, it goes down and down and down again, sometimes for 10 and even 14 kilometers without stopping. Flat sections are rare, but certainly not boring. Enjoy! There is also the pleasure of stopping in the villages. LLuc is a village that has already won the prize for the most beautiful village in Spain, in particular because of its narrow cobbled streets and traditional facades. In Sóller, we had two favorites. The first for the Can Pollença Museum of Art Nouveau architecture and for its painting by Miro. The second favorite was Gourmet for the exceptional almond croissant from the Horno de Santo Cristo. It is with regret that we leave mountains and villages, but we're quickly comforted in Camp de Mar by a day of rest on the edge of the sea. The last day of our tour of the island brings us back to Palma, and the majority of this route will be on a cycle path with the bonus of a bike wash just before folding and storing our bikes for the return. Back in Palma, we raise our glasses to this wonderful tour of the island in ultralight cyclotouring. In fact, to learn more about the equipment, be sure to watch our video on the magic of ultralight cyclotouring at Freewheels.ca. With that, good thinking. Adios.